What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing the Los Angeles Lakers now that their season has been ended in the NBA playoffs first round by the Minnesota Timberwolves. Of course, we know they did lose 4-1, and man, it was very, very surprising in the way the Los Angeles Lakers lost this series. I had the Lakers ultimately winning this series in 6 games. I thought that, with LeBron James, with Luka Doncic, with the other guys, Austin Reeves and guys like that, they were going to be able to ultimately win this series and go on to the second round. No, I did not think the Los Angeles Lakers would win a championship this year. But I thought they had enough to be able to beat the Minnesota Timberwolves, but there were a lot of glaring holes, and I just want to talk about what I think is next or should be next for the Los Angeles Lakers. Number one on that list, I think they need to address the front court. They have to address the front court issues, because for Jackson Hayes not to play or be virtually unplayable in that series was something that you knew it wouldn't come to pass, because Rudy Gobert absolutely dominated in Game 5. So without a real front court threat, without a real center or a real four, somebody that could, defend and grab rebounds, it's going to be tough sledding for the Lakers again next year. They're going to be in a similar position, because a lot of teams in the Western Conference, they have either a more than formidable center, or they have an all-star caliber, big down low. You look at the Dallas Mavericks, they have Anthony Davis. You look at the San Antonio Spurs, and I'm not saying the Spurs will be, a 6. Who knows what's going to happen next season? But you look at Victor Wembanyama. You look at the Denver Nuggets with Nikola Jokic. You look at the Oklahoma City Thunder with 2 formidable bigs in Hartenstein and also Chet Holmgren. You look at the Houston Rockets. So even with the Lakers not playing Jackson Hayes, going small at times, I'm not going to say that JJ Redick didn't know what he was doing when it came to, but you look at just how undersized they were. That is not something that can hold you over in the long haul. That's one of the things that I think they need to address going forward in the all season. Number 2 is what is going to be LeBron James' role next year. Is this a Laker team that is going to say, okay, we understand we have the future in front of us, which is Luka Doncic? Is LeBron James really a part of that? I understand he's still on the contract and things like that, but is LeBron James really a piece that we can see that building out until we can ultimately win a championship? Because this is not a team, honestly, this roster that they have currently, now that you look at it top to bottom, I don't think this roster is a championship worthy roster. And JJ Redick, first time head coach, and I get it, he was learning on the fly, on the job training, things like that. But there are a lot of things pertaining LeBron James that I think they need to address. LeBron was getting banged around a lot. He was getting, especially in that series, it was very, very physical. But you've seen a team in Minnesota that was not backing down from him. Usually LeBron James is physically imposing. He was taking a lot of jump shots, not really getting to the paint. Yes, he did. I get it. He was dunking and things like that. But at times during, games, LeBron James will put his head down, get to the rim, get to the free throw line and things like that. I was rarely seeing that during this series versus the Timberwolves. So again, that's another piece that I feel like they need to address. I'm not saying that LeBron James should be traded, but they need to address that issue on what he's doing going forward. Now, mind you, next year, if he chooses to come back, he will be going into year 23. So that's something else to look at. He'll be 41 if he decides to play in the NBA next season. You look at, again, the other guys, especially Austin Reeves. I feel like I feel like Reeves took a step back in that series versus the Timberwolves. I feel like he digressed a little bit from what he was doing during the regular season. I don't know if it was a case of him letting the game come to him or things like that, but it was times where you seen Austin Reeves stick himself into the corner, and that's never good. I get it, because Luka is a one-on-one type player. LeBron James is a one-on-one type player. But at times, you know, you're not moving, you're not cutting. And I'm speaking not only on Austin Reeves, but guys that play with LeBron and Luka. It's like it'll be one on five at times, and nobody's cutting. Everybody's looking at the guy with the basketball. That's one thing I think they need to address is, you know, is Austin Reeves their main third option, because he's not going to be a 1 or a 2 while LeBron James and Luka Doncic is on the team together. Another thing I think the Lakers need to address is the bench. You know, they're going to have to address who's going to be their 6, 7, 8 man. Gabe Vincent was okay, but you need a 6 man that can come off the bench and do things consistently. You know, Dorian Finney-Smith is okay, but when you're telling me you have, you know, guys like Dalton Knecht who didn't play and is a very, very high level shooter, that's telling me something. Either the coaches can't depend on his defense, or they don't think he's reliable. So that's another tall tale story. And also the Lakers try to trade Dalton Knecht as well. So, you know, you look at those two aspects. So it's going to be a lot of things that I think Rob Pelinka needs to address. They pulled the trigger on a blockbuster move and got a player in Luka Doncic that, in future reference, is somebody that they can lean towards what the team could look like over the next, 3, 4, 5, seasons. You look at that and you look at what could be with this Lakers team. They're going to have to build around Luka, and while LeBron is there, they're going to have to build around those two and have a roster that ultimately can win another championship. Now, mind you, the Lakers are a team that did win a championship back in 2020 in the bubble, and they haven't been back since then. It's very, very hard to win a championship. I understand that in the NBA, but since then, I feel like they have taken steps back instead of forward towards another championship. And you saw that in this series versus the Timberwolves. And I think the Wolves proved that they were, the better team and more consistent team. So there are a lot of things that the Los Angeles Lakers need to address going forward. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Los Angeles Lakers fans, NBA fans, basketball fans, or if this is just your first time tuning into the channel, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell to know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.